I'm Beth. I'm one of the keepers here at Zoo Zoo, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the different species we've got at Lorikeet Loop.
Lorikeets. One of the most numerous species that we've got living in Lorikeet Loop is our rainbow lorikeets and blackcap that free fly in our walk-through enclosure. Lorikeets are a species of parrot native to coastal areas of Australia, with some populations now living in Tasmania, New Zealand and Hong Kong. There are a few different species of lorikeets around the world, and here in the zoo we have rainbow lorikeet and blackcaps. These guys usually pair up and travel to feeding sites in their pairs, though they respond to flocking calls and will often feed in very large, noisy flocks. The pairs are usually monogamous, so stay paired up with each other year after year to rear their chicks, though it may not necessarily be for life. Lorikeets feed mainly on fruits, nectars and pollens and have tongues specifically adapted to be able to do this. The end of the tongue is covered in small papillae which look like hairs that allow the birds to pick up nectar and pollen from flowers, with a favourite being eucalyptus. Their digestive system is also specifically designed to digest nectar better than seeds, so whilst they can still eat seeds, it is much harder for them to digest. Here at the zoo they have specially prepared lorikeet nectar and fresh fruit, which they usually crush and ingest the liquid from, spitting out the dried skins of the fruit. Now these guys can live around 15 to 20 years in captivity, and our group is made up of a mixture of old and young, with some being ex-breeding individuals. Also in the Lorikeet Loop we have a large group of budgies, also known commonly as budgies, many of which are ex-pets. Budgies are native to the drier areas of Australia, where they are naturally yellow and green in colour, though through captive breeding for the pet trade now come in a variety of different colours. As well as being bred to be different colours, they have also been bred larger in captivity than they are in the wild, and are likely the third most popular pet in the world after the dog and cat. Budgies usually live in small flocks, though larger flocks will occur when there is more food available, and within the flocks they normally pair up with each other. They typically feed on grass seeds as well as taking advantage of domestic crops, so they are currently viewed as agricultural pests. There is currently a large breeding population of budgies that actually live in Florida, most likely created from escaped pets, so they're classified as an invasive species there. We also have some cockatiels living in the Lorikeet Loop enclosure, who are actually the smallest species of cockatoo. They are native to Australia, preferring to live in arid bushland areas, but are always found close to water sources. They usually live in small pairs or flocks, though hundreds of them regularly come together around water sources. Cockatiels typically eat seeds such as acacia, sunflower and wheat, and will often forage on farmers' crops, meaning they are another one viewed as an agricultural pest in Australia. In captivity they live around 20 years, with the oldest reported being 36 years old. Like all cockatoo species, cockatiels have a crest on top of their head, which means they can use this to show their emotions. Their crest being straight upright can mean they are happy and curious, while a crest pressed close against their head can mean they're upset and feel threatened. Thank you for listening to my talk. Please ask our keepers if you have any questions.